What is going on?
Nothing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. And I'm wonderful.
Fantastic.
And I'm covered in grass. I was mowing grass. Maybe a
At
little
least you got it in
grass.
before it started raining on you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get it all done because it rained last night. So I had to mow the high ground.
Oh, yeah. It's a little sloppy out there today.
It's a little sloppy. I didn't know my backyard was so wet. I didn't know. I thought I had the high ground. But
just because you were there, sir.
I know. But I'm excited today.
Me too.
We have the new Diner Podcast champion. He came through. He had to go through some heck. It's a little bit of heck. But here he is. Hijo De Appalachia.
Welcome, new Diner Podcast champion. And you would think, since we stole your belt, that we would have it handy, ready to go. But it's not on the shoulder down there. There we go.
Hey,
there it is.
It's fine.
Take it to the cleaners and get it cleaned. And
Hey, I understand that. And, got old Action Adonis's stank on it.
We have to get the Ashton rubbed off of it for you. We couldn't just give you a raw title. That was kind of gross.
That's fair. I understand that. Man, tell you what, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
New Diner Podcast champion. I am pumped. Normally, again, as long as it's not Sam, I think people get the wrong impression that I'm just an angry person who does not like people. No, I don't like pandering jackasses. But
that's pretty much what it is. He is an angry person who doesn't like people.
Hey,
right.
no. I enjoy the Hijo. I love the biscuits and gravy. I love all things Hijo De Appalachia, and I'm excited to have you as our champion.
I'm excited. Honestly, like I said, came out of nowhere, and like you said, I went through some heck to get there, and you just gotta, I don't know, just don't give up, I guess.
The stack of cards or deck of cards, whatever, was stacked against you.
It was.
You had cheap shot, backdoor attack by Austin Ryan. Finally, you get him in a tables match. You issue the challenge. It was answered, and then his brother, the little guy, has to get involved. But you did have some help from your kin.
Yeah, I tell you what, my cousins from afar, they showed up and they did a great job. I appreciate those guys. We talked a little bit after the show. I'm excited to hopefully hook up with them in the future. Should be a good time.
And I say this all the time, and I always get yelled at, but regardless if it's the BEA, if it's you and the other luchadors from Skill, it's good to have friends in the wrestling world, because then when chaos ensues, you're not outnumbered by these people. It's just smart business. And I actually have it queued up of the finish of that wonderful match before he gets into what happened after. This was pretty sweet. That was awesome.
Man, dang near hit my head on the ceiling up there. It was kind of wild.
What was going through your head as you're flying through the air? I've never put anybody through a table, so I want to know what it feels like.
Honestly, I'll tell you what, I just wasn't really much thought. Just do it. Just get it done with, get it over. He's in the spot. I got to beat him. Just get up there and give it everything I got,
Well, you
put a little pin here on the middle of my chest and just drive it straight through. And that was the whole goal.
Well, we actually have that table in the diner now. That has become a memento of the diner. We have half of the table that you put poor Austin Ryan's butt through.
Yeah, he deserved it. He asked for it.
Now, I would like to move on to how you became the Diner Podcast champion, because that was just for the number one contender for the Diner Podcast champion. And then our Diner Podcast champion ventured his way out and maybe let the ego get the better of him?
Well, I won't say that. I won't say one thing or another. All I know is you can't count me out anytime.
Absolutely.
That's
Seems like
true.
Ashton may have got a little ahead of himself. Saw you out there and was like, you know what? I'm gonna go just take care of this now. I don't like to have things over my shoulder. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead and handle this now. And then Hijo comes out and absolutely shocks the world and takes the Diner Podcast title. And I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty clear he didn't want to keep that belt on his shoulder once he challenged me that night. I was on top. I was ready to go. I was a little tired. I was a little beat up. Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
there's
Wild
a
move.
fire. There's a fire that burns in here. You know what I mean?
Hindsight, it was best case scenario because that was a wild move by Ashton Adonis. Like, you just had this incredibly high. You had the skill luchadors basically as lumberjacks in your corner, ready to rock if need be. Like, the odds were stacked against him, and yet he still came out and challenged you, and it worked exactly how it was supposed to.
I gotta say, I do admire him standing on his own. He didn't have the BEA there. He didn't have anybody, back there. I admire him for making that challenge, and I'll take my hat off to him for that. But yeah, ultimately, it looks like he made a mistake.
Absolutely. Underestimated Hijo. And now we move on to May 10th. You have 9 days. Evan, do you want to let him know where he's going to be headed?
On May 10th, you will be at Singleton Wrestling. I don't know if you know that or not. At Turning Point, and you have a tough opponent. I don't know if you struck a nerve with Mr. H, made him upset because you took down his prize fighter. But you have the mammoth, Donovan Cecil, coming to town.
Phew, buddy, I tell you what. I ain't scared of nobody, but that guy makes me a little nervous. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I think you go 2 orders of biscuits and gravy on that day just to get a little extra bulk.
Yeah, maybe I might have to. Maybe I might have to do a half order so I'm faster. You know what I mean?
That might be smarter.
Does your grandpappy have any words of advice that you can?
Well, oh man, I tell you what. Papa one time he told me, he said, "Don't let 2 seconds of courage ruin the rest of your life." You know what I mean? So, I think I ain't gonna let that happen to me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep my head on straight. I'm gonna do everything by the books here. We're gonna take care of it. Just gotta stand in there. He's a big guy. He looks tough. I'm gonna, I can't underestimate him. Got to give him everything I got, and just kind of hang in there. I think that'll be the keys of victory. Honestly, just kind of weather the storm.
Absolutely, and I personally am very excited. Mr. H clearly got a little upset that Ashton lost the title, and he scoured over to the OVW land and found Mr. Cecil. And, I get it, but I enjoy it because I think it's going to show what kind of champion the Diner has in Hijo, and it's just going to show everybody that we have the utmost powerful force in Singleton Wrestling as our champion, and I think that's a great way to start off your title reign.
I'm excited for it. Like I said, I'm a little nervous, but I'm nervous for every match. But I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to represent you guys and myself the best way I can. And Cecil's going to come in there. Yeah, I know he's going to be looking for a win. I know he's a tough guy, but just don't. I'll tell him like I'll tell everybody else. You better keep your head on straight when you're in there with him.
Don't count you out.
Not once, not never.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Mr. H did comment just now, and he said Singleton will be posting a message to Hijo from the Mammoth tonight. So,
well, I'm looking forward to hear about that.
We will get a response. Well, thank you for giving us all your time on this Thursday evening. We appreciate it. You want to let everybody know where they can find you or anything before we see you on May 10th?
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna be able to find me. I'm in the holler till then. You know what I mean? Like I just came down. I came down here. I got a little bit of work I had to get done. But yeah, I'm going back up in the holler. I'm gonna be off the grid for a little bit.
That is brilliant. That's a wise man. Get away from all the chaos, keep yourself collected, and then go take you down a mammoth in the hunt May 10th.
That's the idea. Got to get up in the holler. Get some elevation training going. You know what I mean?
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Hijo. Enjoy your week, and we will see you on the 10th.
Thank you both. Look forward to seeing you.
Take care,
Goodbye,
buddy.
sir.
Ugh.
Hee-ho. So when do we get your favorite wrestler versus your second favorite wrestler for your all-time favorite?
I mean, we might be able to make that happen.
I still find it rude you call him your second favorite wrestler, even though he now has our title.
Well, after November, he'll be my favorite.
That's still very rude.
Oh, I don't mean to be rude. That's just how I.
Well, I'm excited. He's going to become my favorite wrestler, and I'm going to go watch him hunt a mammoth on May 10th at Turning Point, Clay County Fairgrounds. Get your tickets right now.
Big man.
That's going to be a big match. That's going to be a hard-hitting. It's going to be so much fun. I'm very, very excited. Obviously, we've got to see what Hijo can do. We just got to go watch Cecil at OVW the other night go against Jack Vaughn, wasn't it?
Yes.
So absolute awesome match. The whole card's going to be fantastic. So if you have not got your tickets, please get them now. You will not regret it. It is very fun and very addicting.
There's still some front row left, so go ahead, go to their website, get them. You can handpick where you want to sit nowadays. He has the technology.
Yep.
With that, we need to thank our sponsors really quick. And I need to go eat some dinner. I want to thank Pappy's Barbecue. Need eat. Repeat.
It is 5 p.m. What are you, 80?
Piss off.
Get the
Wabash Valley Plumbing.
Jesus.
Daylight 5. I was awoken from my slumber.
That's why you take your nap between 1:30 and 3:30.
RJ's formal wear. They have sweet shoots. Well, my daughter wanted to lay down with me, and that's what I did. So.
That's all she wrote.
Stitch Brand. They embroider stuff. Peak Performance Gym.
Oh, yeah, this is the old one.
No peak. No results.
I was like, man, this is really long.
I know. Jared is not updated.
No, Jared did not update. Well, we haven't done one of these in a long time, so.
Yeah, that's true. So, but I'm excited. I can't wait to see what the Mammoth response is going to be tonight on Signal 10 Wrestling's website. So go.
If you do not follow Signal 10, go follow Signal 10. It'll be posted there this evening, and they always post the links to the ticket sales as well. And again, you will not be disappointed. We do a lot of wrestling shows, and it is so much fun. It's very, very, very kid and family friendly. There's always really good either Pappy's or last time it was Tacos El Jefe. Very, very fun, very good food, and just an awesome atmosphere. So go get your tickets. You will not be disappointed.
Yep. And with that, we're out of here. Keep pushing.
Bye.